So, dear one, when you face a group of people, a mix, some there are trusting in their God or what they've assumed is their God, even though they've actually borrowed it from someone else. And those that don't think they believe in God at all. And possibly the majority who have no idea where they are and are subject to whichever way the wind is blowing. It's not permanently terrible and risk, and it's not permanently good, and it's contrast. You go up and down on the waves, and the storms pass and come again, and so on. And they're perplexed. And of course, you want to contribute to their awareness of God, at whatever level they're at, 0, some, or quite a lot of awareness of God. And you don't know how to do it. You don't have to, dear one. The battle is the Lord's, not yours. You're only here to do what's plain sailing. I'm not asking my kids to go out on a limb and take great risk. Oh, for goodness sake, don't do that, lovey. You're best to avoid saying so. Choose peaceful circumstances. Choose. Avoid the difficult person, the difficult situation. How do you avoid it? By cancelling every social engagement? No, of course not. By being more resolved within to be aware of your dad, your heavenly dad. And if you're not supposed to be there, well, that's what will transpire. For he rules every detail of our lives. All of our lives, all life, all things. He is God. He will have it all to goodness. And in that sense, everything is good already because it is leading to the eternal goodness. He is our heavenly dad. And that's everything to us. So there is a great calm, a great peace within you, a blessed assurance, you see. And it's within this view of things, this state, this position, this standing, that you find you automatically have very good decisions that are appropriate and would not have seemed appropriate but for this peace of mind, this awareness of the love of your heavenly dad in you always. Bless you, and you are blessed. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. So again, we see things can suddenly just not be an issue. There's no need to think how. For instance, do I evangelize the entire group? It's not required. God has everything in hand already. What's not quite in hand is your realization of such within you. That's where the battle is, dear one. Not out there, beyond you, but within. When you look at the opening chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, Song Celestial, Sir Edwin Arnold's translation, as he calls it, it's this terrible battle, and God is apparently in the form of Krishna, the charioteer, advising the prince Arjuna to go out there and kill and, wreak havoc and fight in the war. And Arjuna is saying, can't do this, and so on and so forth. And suddenly it dawns on you gnostically that, these chapters are not about wars and so on. They're about some furious struggle that's going on within you. Within you. And you're having to slay, to destroy various parts of what you have taken to be yourself in order to win this battle. Who's the winner? You. Where's the war? In you. What are you destroying or purifying? Yourself. You're removing all these difficulties, these things that you've identified as your family of self, that have been a hotbed of strife and division. And you're now going to, I was going to say ruthlessly, but most firmly, put your house in order. So you start to organize and train yourself to be ever aware of God instead of much of the time, mindlessly living from moment to moment, tossed about by whatever the external circumstances may be presenting to you. That's not the way to live, dear one. Do you understand now? I don't mean that arrogantly, or at least I hope not. What's actually meant by meditation? It's nothing to do with sitting cross-legged and cross-eyed, 18 hours a day for 40 years, concentrating on your breath. Meditation is simply constantly drawing your mind back to what you truly value. And then your life will be accordingly. In other words, don't focus on the problem as if it were external. Focus on your true self, and the problem will evaporate. This is true meditation. The rest is just literalism. Do you see? But we are Gnostic. We seek ever God's true purposes. And that's not blatantly obvious to those that don't understand. It's a mystery. So they keep trying to cope at surface level, where they meet the external world, instead of within themselves, where they should be communing with their true God, and he will direct thy paths. Do you see? That's the true Jesus message as I see it. How do you see it, dear one? Because that's what's going to count with you. And it is the way, your way, how you see it. The relationships between you and your God, and all the stories, all the ancient wisdom, all the myths and fables and scriptures and religions, ideally simply try to point to this, but we can't see until we have a will to see. How do we gain that will? I can tell you. Whatever's good and lovely, dear one, think on these things. Your gratitude will just well up within you, and your love of your God. You'll be filled with thanks and joy and hope, and therefore peace and glory, overwhelming happiness, abundant life, life eternal. End of story, dear one. Bless you, and you are blessed. You don't need me to bless you, I can tell you. Thank you, heavenly